Este es nuestra presentación de el cultura de México.
This is our Mexican culture presentation.
Mexico's history boasts a long line of advanced indigenous civilizations whose accomplishment rival those of Egyptians and early Europeans. They would build large empires, and they were skilled artisans, and they also created accurate calendars to a certain extent. The Olmecs were among the first inhabitants of the area. Mexico was the first country to revolt, or was one of the first countries to revolt against Spain, led by a priest named Miguel Hidalgo. Was the drive for independence was born or began in September 1810 and ended in 1821. A constitution was adopted in 1824 and a republic was established. However, Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna took power in 1833 and ruled as dictator. During his reign, Mexico diminished in size and lost its territory, compromising Texas and much of the current western United States. So Mexico was really big, but then this dictator decided to have war, and Texas got annexed, and half of the United States did too. Santa Anna resigned in 1855, and Benito Juarez became president. In 1861, French troops invaded Mexico City and named the Austrian Archduke Maximilian Emperor of Mexico. Felipe Calderon was declared the winner of presidential elections in July 2006, winning by the smallest margin in Mexican history. Opposing candidate Andrés Manuel López Obrador did not accept the court decision granting Calderon power. Calderon was cracked down on the drug trade while attempting to curb uprising drug-related violence, and opposes the 700-mile barrier being built across the United States and Mexico border by the United States. In a 2009 outbreak of swine flu, it killed dozens and led to temporary closures of many businesses and schools.
Mexico's government. Mexico is a federal republic of 31 states, and on the federal district operates under central government led by the president, currently Felipe Calderon. While states technically are, the central government controls sectors such as education, security, and natural industries, a president can serve only a 6-year term, and a legislator cannot serve 2 consecutive terms. The legislature is composed of 128-seat Senate and 500-seat Chamber of Duties. Voting is considered a duty for adults 18 and older, but is not enforced.
Felipe Calderon is in his 5th year this year in his 6-year term, and that's all he can do. The United States can have 8 years, which is 2 4 years. 4-year elections, but that's it for him. After next year, he can't be president anymore. Economy, service industry employ the highest proportion of Mexicans and create the largest part of gross domestic product. Although heavier industries such as mining, manufacturing, and petroleum are also important. Mexico signed NAFTA with the United States and Canada. NAFTA lowered trade barriers to increase the number of maquiladoras, or border industries, where U.S. investment employs Mexican labor. Most Mexicans have access to basic resources. However, economic opportunities are fewer among the indigenous, rural, and southern populations. About 40% of Mexicans do live in poverty, and their currency is peso.
For the population, there's 112.5 million people, and it's still growing at 1.12% annually.
77% of Mexicans are Roman Catholic, but not all of them attend church. The Virgin of Guadalupe is the patron saint of Mexico, and it is a national symbol, and it's also its totem. So, according but competence in English is rare in most areas. And for medical, every citizen has access to free medical services among government-operated facilities.
The arts, song and dance is integral for Mexican society. Originating in Mexico, mariachi music has found many international audiences. Mariachi band varies sizes, which generally consists of a singer, violins, trumpets, and various guitars. Corridors music is held stories and ranchera or other forms of traditional music. Mexico has become a major recording and distribution center for
Tiene sueño, bendito sea, bendito sea. Nanita, 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 mi niña tiene sueño, bendito sea, bendito sea. Vuelvecita que corre, clara y sonora, Señor que la selva cantando llora, caiga mientras la cuna se balancea. A la nanita nana, nanita ella. A la nanita nana, nanita ella, nanita ella. Niña tiene sueño, bendito sea, bendito sea. Crucecita que corre, clara y sonora, Señor que la selva cantando llora, caiga mientras la cuna se balancea. Nanita nana, nanita
Education is compulsory and free between ages 6 and 15. Attendance is not enforced, but if you do go to school, you might be required to pay some fees. Those obstacles have led to contributing to the literacy rate, which is now 91% nationally, being lower among indigenous and rural populations. After 6 years of primary education and 3 years of secondary education, you have two choices pretty much. Pre-university education for 3 years, or technical education program from 2 to 3 years. Obtaining a university degree takes 3 to 7 years. National Autonomous University of Mexico is prestigious, and only 1/3 of the applicants have the entrance exam, but enrollment has increased during the years.
Personal opinion, most Mexicans, especially in urban areas, wear clothes that are also common in the U.S. And in some they wear traditional clothing for either daily or just certain festivals. And some areas men do wear wool ponchos. Also, sombreros are worn.
Mexicans are very hospitable. When a visitor is unexpected, they get offered refreshments. But if the visitor refuses the refreshment, it is considered impolite sometimes. And with people getting more, or like with more people getting phones down there, became more common for people to call to make sure that the person is actually there before they go. If they're having a dinner party, sometimes dinner won't be served till after 8 p.m. because some people work late, and Mexicans like talking and socializing beforehand, and then they won't leave right away after they're done eating. They'll stay and talk for a while, or it's considered rude to leave without saying goodbye to the host. And like on Mother's Day, gifts are important in some areas. Serenading is so popular there. A taboo is tossing things instead of handing it to them. They don't really like that. They consider it rude.
For family, the father is the domestic leader and provides support. Women clean and cook, and more women are stepping on to the workplace scene. Generally, families have more than 3 kids.
They have holidays. On February 5th is their Constitutional Day, which also marks the beginning of Carnaval, which is a week-long parties, parades, and it precedes Lent. Cinco de Mayo is their 1862 victory over the French. Independence Day is on September 16th, which is marked by a presidential address and El Grito, or the cry of freedom. On the evening of September 15th, Columbus Day, or Dia de la Raza, which celebrates indigenous heritage, on October 12th. Dia de los Muertos is from November 1st to November 2nd. Families gather to celebrate life. They sweep graves, they honor the dead. They build special altars to honor the newly dead. And they place things on their grave to help them, or to accompany them on their way to heaven. They have Day of the Virgin Guadalupe on December 12th, which they consider a public holiday since it's so important, because that's like their totem. They even have a day for her. And Mexicans believe that when you're buried, you're facing the west, so that way God can meet you when you are rising up to meet Him to walk to heaven.
The Mexican life cycle. Most Mexican babies are baptized, performing of the religious ritual and focus on major events, attended by numerous family members, friends, and padrinos or godparents. Although legally Mexican girls do not reach adulthood until she turns 18, her quince años, 15th birthday, has traditionally marked that transition. The quinceañeros is part of a religious ceremony. The quinceañeros is actually a rite of passage.
To have a quinceañera when you're 15 in Mexico, you have to be pure. Like, you have to be a virgin, never had a boyfriend, not wear any makeup. You have to pretty much be like a saint. And most people aren't, but most people should be. Football or soccer, it's not like American football, it's soccer, is Mexico's most popular sport, and they have competed in several World Cups. Bullfighting is second most popular sport. They do play baseball, basketball, tennis, and volleyball, but they enjoy their own form of sport called charreada, which is often accompanied by a fair-like atmosphere. Many recreational activities include music and dancing. Music and dancing is a big part of Mexico, with day-long fiestas and week-long festivals nearly always feature fireworks, feasts, and bullfights. And they also like watching TV. It's one of their favorite leisure activities, especially in the urban areas, and they watch telenovelas, which is like our soap operas, and they're especially popular.
General attitudes. Mexicans value friendship, humor, honesty, hard work, and personal honor. They respect who use indignity to solve daily problems.
Mexicans usually greet each other with a nod of the head or with a handshake. Women will greet by a kiss on the cheek, and men will greet a woman that they're very familiarly close with a kiss on the cheek. They may greet with common verbal greetings, which is good morning is buenos dias, good afternoon is buenas tardes, good evening or good night is buenas noches, and how are you is como está. And some men like to make flirtatious personal comments or piropos to passing females, but the females usually just ignore them. They don't respond. And Mexicans commonly have more than one name and two last names. Like Jose Martinez, Luis Salinas, they have two first names, or first, middle, and two last names. But usually the next to last name is their official surname, and that comes from the father. Like, instead of saying Dr. Martinez Salinas, you'll just say Dr. Martinez. And Mexicans typically stand close to each other while they're talking. They think it's rude to stand far away from each other because people tend to walk in between them, and that's rude to them as well. When somebody sneezes, they say salud instead of saying bless you, which means health to them. And if you are talking to somebody but you have to leave, or if you're getting up from the table, you have to say con permiso, which means excuse me, or that's considered rude. And it's important to say gracias or thank you after everything, any favor or commercial service is rendered, because that's considered rude and impolite as well. That's her presentation. Are you taking a picture?
No. Start
You're
singing.
lying. You're lying to me.
No, I'm not.
You're recording?
Yep. Hola.
Hola. Buenas noches. Buenas tardes.
Just recording you.